made this switch, right, from sort of very anti-Trump in 2016, now very pro-Trump in 2024. How much of that is economics? And to that, am I not being fair to Trump in saying there's a lot of people who are just fine even if prices stay the same versus all of the other things that are happening, we'll call it culturally?
What I perceive is a tale of two economies, if you'll allow me to be cheesy and cliche. The very wealthy, when inflation is up, they make money, right? Their portfolio goes up, a lot of them own real estate, that's tripled and quadrupled. But the average American, the people that I try to help every single day, they can't afford common commodities like eggs, groceries of that, not just eggs, obviously, gas, energy bills. Like, they're being completely overwhelmed. And while you can talk about the S&P 500 going up, these people often are living paycheck to paycheck. That is the reality for the majority of Americans. So I'm sorry, this is what they're experiencing every single day. And I see that when I try to help them make healthier choices. This is the feedback that I hear all the time for years on end. And it absolutely, this is the last thing I'll say, I sold a house in 2021 when I went to leave California. In 2024, the very end of 2024, that house sold for double. That is absolutely under the Biden administration without question.
And in California, no less. I just had to add that. You picked up, I think, very early on in the change in the culture, especially among, you call it working class, paycheck to paycheck voters, common sense voters, whatever you want to call it, on this shift to Donald Trump. And you were able to identify it, to discuss it, and to analyze it. Going forward, I think Democrats are going to figure out, they're sort of in the wilderness right now, that those are the people they have to fight for. And the Lincoln Project, admittedly very anti-Trump, is already out with a preview of the ads that's going to target them. Take a listen.
Donald Trump did that. Get your little sticker like you did on every gas tank in America and every gas pump in America and put it on your forehead.
So those were the stickers, right, of Joe Biden pointing at gas prices and saying, I did that. I hate asking if the Lincoln Project's on something, but...
Here's the answer on the Democrats. This party is lost. It is time to course correct. Stop digging. Mother of God. This is an opportunity. I'm sorry, I think this to myself every day, which is pathetic because I do lunges for a living, that if I was a Democrat right now, the obvious way forward is to call out all of the crazy insanity that has gone on with your party. And we don't need to go through the litany of madness, but it involves sex changes for kids and inflation where houses double over the course of 3 years. It's just madness that 80% of the country agrees with. Call that out, right? Have the courage to call that out, and then you can start nitpicking at the Republicans. But I really think the way forward here is to keep your head down, focus on change, let people see that you have the best intentions, that you're course correcting, but they're not doing that. They're just engaged in this constant, like, buffoonery and shenanigans and grandstanding, whether it's trying to humiliate RFK, even though we know that the majority of the country wants him, or going after Trump for inflation when he's been in office for 3 weeks. Like, oh my God, Leland, I don't see how they win in 4 years. I can't envision it personally. I don't even see a candidate on that side that's charismatic enough or smart enough or effective enough to stand out.
Well, you make a good point. There's nobody saying the things you talked about. Mike Allen's coming up a little later in the show on that. You talking about lunges, though, made me think about that I need to get back to the gym. I'm slightly shamed by that. So it's great talking to you, as always. Thank you.
Thank you. You too. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.